Hello, everybody. Are we actually live?
I think we're having Wi-Fi issues again.
That would be great. I love it.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
We've got this little bars on our screen. I don't know if they're like I can see it. That's weird. It's on my screen.
And we're on.
Hey,
Yay.
we're on.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to Variant Edition's new releases show. My name is Danica.
And my name is Brandon. We made promises.
And we'll keep them.
Yeah, we're going to keep them. So, one of our dear customers has been participating in Bad Ideas fan cup, where you can be anointed fan, the biggest Bad Idea fan of all time. And if you actually do win, they straight up fly everybody in their company out for a signing and give you and the store like a chunk of money. Mm-hmm. So pretty cool. He's been doing really well. And this week's challenge was to make a post that got over 100 likes. And like, it's tricky. That stuff's tricky to try and do.
Unless you ask very nicely.
Yeah. So when I saw this happening, I figured this was the perfect time to make good on a thing I had long promised might happen one day, and that is finally getting a recording of me, 12 years old, doing some figure skating to Spider-Mans.
Woo!
But that's not the only thing we have to reveal today.
No, sorry, I was trying to figure out the number, but the literal computer does not want me to have the number of likes.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's very weird. Anyway,
it is over 100.
It is over 100. I just wanted to see. Just give me a second. I wanted to see how much over 100, because we can crush this. Like, I just think we should just keep going. Because the minimum was 100, but I mean, come on. Why is this not working?
It doesn't want you to know.
It doesn't want me to know, and it's very annoying. Here he is. Sorry, I was vamping, but it was terrible.
Maybe clicked on liked by.
What the heck? Yeah, maybe I should.
There you go.
Oh my god, we have 125 likes. I'll see if that works on the computer, and I should have done that the first time.
Splang.
No.
Weird.
That's so weird. Okay, anyway, very exciting. So 125 likes for his video, which was very cool.
We got over 100 in 13 hours, basically.
Yeah. And so you have to get 100 by Friday. Honestly, just go to our socials, keep liking it, because it can only make him look better in the ratings.
Exactly. They needed 100 posts or 100 likes on their post, or else they wouldn't be able to participate in next week's challenge. They'd have to fight their way back to the challenge, and in doing so, they wouldn't be able to grab that week's points. Not fun. So,
hey, there he is.
Yeah. So we're gonna do two videos. First, though, because you got to make the people wait.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
First, we are going to do Danica's reveal.
Right. So it's been a long time coming, a long time simmering in my brain, but I got a tattoo today. So it's still under bandages, and it's still literally under wraps. But yeah, I'll get to take these off tomorrow, and then it'll get all nice and scabby for a couple weeks, and then it'll heal.
Just real nice and scabby there.
Before we reveal what it actually is, I just want to say I went to Anchor Tattoo, who's in the same complex as Variant Edition. And honestly, if you're ever going to thinking about getting a tattoo, the work there is amazing. Katie is such a great person to spend 3 hours with. Like, there was no like awkward silences, like kind of sometimes at hairdressers that happens.
Yeah.
Probably not for guys because it's like 20 minutes.
Oh no, it can be more awkward.
Oh, that's fair. But yeah, we chatted, we talked about our cats. She did an amazing job and really brought my vision to life.
One time when I was at a barber, he asked what I did, and I said I sold comics of all different types, and I listed different types, and I got to mystery and crime, and he went, and then he told me a parable about how it's bad to lead people astray from the light of Jesus.
Oh.
So that's fun.
Jesus doesn't like mysteries. I guess.
Yeah. I was like, it's good to think on. Thank you for that.
That was definitely what I was talking about. Like, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. Katie at Anchor Tattoo, ANKER.
And yeah, let's show the good people the tattoo.
Yeah. You're all the first to see, other than my parents, because my parents are my parents. Very excited. Yes.
And me.
Well, yeah. Of course you were the first to see.
All right.
I showed you, then I texted my parents.
Exactly. All right, here we go. Aha, now they can hear you.
There's my arm. Yay. Maybe just put up the picture. The video was kind of...
I will try and grab that.
Sorry.
Let's see.
It's a short video.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's fine. Anyway. Ow. There were some pain spots. I won't lie. But I'm very proud of myself for my pain tolerance. It really only hurt right on the wrist. And then when it started getting into like the elbow pit. But in the middle, totally fine. Oh, thank you. So excited about it. Like I just keep looking at it. Right now, for tonight, I'm looking at my phone. But after I take the wrapping off and clean her up, she's gonna look amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, so excited. That sounds like me. Absolutely.
Awesome. And so normally I'd save the video that everyone's waiting for the end of the show, but considering how everybody else did the work,
yes,
and got that post up to over 100 likes, we're gonna be nice about this. We're not gonna make you wait for Stacky, although there's a lot of great things in Stacky.
Yeah. It's an exciting day for everybody.
Yeah, so we will see if this works, because I couldn't upload it.
Oh, okay.
But I can present it, so. If this starts randomly, I just know. So this might start right now. So this is me at the age of 12, figure skating to Spider-Man. Or at least a version of Spider-Man.
Muzak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Here.
Oh.
There we go.
We're going to mute ourselves. So yeah.
That was amazing. Oh my god, yay! Aww.
If it was a little choppy, the full video is going to go up on Thursday at 9 a.m. And it won't jump or whatever. But yeah, I took figure skating for like 8 or 9 years. And that was near the end, I think.
Yes, that was amazing, hon.
It took a lot of work at the time. I seem to remember that.
Skating's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never properly learned how to stop, so I just ram into walls. It worked for me when I used to skate, like, casually.
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up quitting when it got to the point where some of the practices were like 5:36 in the morning before school.
Oh, yeah.
And then it would have been like 5:36 in the morning for skating, and then school, and then marching band would have started at 6:30 to 8:30. So I didn't.
That's a lot for a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was smart that you made that choice. Ah, the amazing skater man. I love it.
So yeah, I'm glad you folks enjoyed that. Burp, 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 burp.
Yeah, it's been
Carbonated waters.
It's been a fun day for everybody. I got to take off 3 hours of work.
Yeah, it's true. And we still managed to come home like pretty decent.
Pretty early.
Yeah.
See, they don't need me.
No, we do.
Oh. Ah.
I would be terrified.
Oh.
I would be terrified to skate and carry the instrument because it's a trombone. And so if I like tripped, that's not like an easy fix.
You or the instrument.
Yeah, like a trumpet could probably take it. Baritone would be fine. Tuba would be mostly fine. You dent it a little bit, but you know, be okay. I wouldn't do a jump in it for sure.
You should tell everyone how many instruments of some aspect that you can play, because it's a lot. Like, you're pretty talented.
Well, the trombone translates pretty easy to baritone and tuba. You just need to know what positions are to go between them, and then the piano, and then I can do a bit of the banjo. It's fun. I like music.
You're a nerd.
I never heard that before,
Nerd.
Jason. As a teen boy who was in marching band, that's a new one to me.
Oh yeah. That could be bad.
So the answer weirdly is no. But that's usually because you'd be using it, and so you'd keep it warm. Now we did have performances in like -30 before, and the trick with that is you have to, especially with the trombone, you have to keep blowing air through the instrument even when you're waiting, otherwise your slide will freeze. So you have to keep warm air going through the instruments, and like for the woodwinds it was really hard because things would freeze up. So it was a terrible performance. Hardly anyone was there because it was -30, but you do it. It's good times.
Because you're a performer.
Yeah, we've marched in torrential rain because it's if the parade is going on, we will go on with the parade. If they cancel the parade, we won't. Obviously, it's weird. And we're just like, oh yeah,
I'll show you.
yeah. But woodwinds can't play in the rain, so you have to change your music set to something that sounds halfway decent without any of the saxophones and flutes and clarinets and all that stuff.
That's a lot to lose.
Yeah, it's usually over half the band.
Oh my god.
Or at least it was for the marching band I was in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Well, we got Stacky here. Big stacks.
Yeah. Once more, I'll probably say it at the end of the show too. Once more, do go to our social media at Variant Edmonton. We posted a link to Steven's Instagram. Just keep liking it because it can only help him in the points. And last week he was 12th, which is very cool out of a lot of people.
Yeah. Potentially, but you would be using the concert tuba formation.
Oh, okay.
And not the marching tuba formation.
I'm pulling him back.
You.
I'm pulling him back. I'm pulling him.
Because
come back to me.
Because when your concert tuba goes up, but in your marching tuba goes this way.
It goes back, right? Over your shoulder?
Yeah. So basically, like hold it like this, and then
I'm enabling.
So the big part is out this way. So yeah, for standing performances, you can't do the tuba like this.
No.
That's silly, Sean. Why would you?
Oh my gosh. All right, we're bringing out the music.
There's a wonderful book called I think it's Scout is Not a Band Geek.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That I own because it's absolutely phenomenal. It really hits all of the like being a band geek in school tones really well, and also just fandom in general, because the one young lady is like really into sort of like a Sailor Moon style thing.
Yeah.
And joins the band initially because they get to go on a trip to a convention that she'll be at. And boy, was it filled with like some real ass band geek emotion. My God. Oof.
So if you have any kind of band in your history, definitely check out Jade Armstrong. Scout is Not a Band Kid. We have 2 copies in store right now, so put an order in online. All right.
Stacky stack.
Let's get to Stacky.
Got the return of Maniac of New York. Don't call it a comeback. This is a series about basically a slasher murderer who's been loose on the streets of New York for a while. And the powers that be have just decided to they can't stop him, so they might as well just let him run loose. Started to come out during the pandemic, so there's no metaphors there. And this is the 3rd series in that, and it's absolutely wonderful. So, yeah.
Ooh. Jules has got a webcomic recommendation. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, Maniac of New York is so awesome.
Yeah, I'm behind on it, but the first volume was amazing.
Mm-hmm. We have the return of Batman, One Bad Day, Bane.
Don't you mean? That's the best I can do.
City of Angels.
I think I've done a better one in the past, but you're not getting it tonight. You're not getting my best.
2 things about this. First, no, you did not miss the G. Willow Wilson, Jamie McKelvey Catwoman book. It has been delayed and will come out after this.
Ooh.
So you did not miss it. This is a Bane story from Joshua Williamson, who is like one of DC's biggest writers right now, and art from Howard Porter. The series basically features what is intended to be really stellar one-off stories featuring DC villains, much in the style of The Killing Joke. So that's the aim, and I've really enjoyed all of them so far. A lot of them have very different feels. Like this is some very 90s-y stuff, but that's what you want from Bane.
Thank you.
All right.
I think there was one. Wasn't there one time I had a bad cold and I could do a Bane voice like completely? It was really funny. Previews world is not working right now, by the way. Diamond is down. So I've pulled up. Yes. Okay, but
I
I
know.
can get every other window except for that.
I know.
Okay, well, I'm going to read it from the image site.
It's
then.
my jinx. My reverse jinx.
Yeah, well, Andrew and I hate it, so stop it.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I'm a reverse jinx. So something will not work until I usually take a look at it or do the thing. And yeah, Andrew and Danica absolutely hate it.
Like technology-wise, if something's not happening with the computer or we can't get something to print, we will try everything. And then Brandon comes along and tries the exact same thing that we did like 10 minutes prior, but it'll work.
Ooh.
Hate it.
Yeah. It was actually kind of as rough as this sounds. It was actually kind of nice when Andrew experienced it because then it wasn't just a thing that would happen to us.
That's fair, yeah. And I was feeling quite gender role stereotyped in those moments where I'm like, I can do computer stuff. Why? Anyway.
Oh, it even has it on the back. Good for them.
Oh, that's good. I like single issues that have the freaking solicit on the back. It's not hard. There's a back of a comic for a reason. Anyway, this is from Joe Kelly. On the eve of his unwelcome retirement, Jim Sargent, aka Sarge, a grizzled, old-school detective, catches a break on a murder case that's haunted him for decades. Unfortunately, Sarge must drag his anxiety-riddled adult son, Michael, along for the ride or risk losing the lead forever. Can this dysfunctional duo overcome their own hang-ups, blind spots, and secrets to catch a killer?
So this is the creative team, Joe Kelly and Ken Nimura, who did I Kill Giants, which was one of my favorite comics from when it was coming out. And a lot of people called what the ending was going to be, but it actually blindsided me a little bit. And yeah, I like their work. I do believe that this should be a graphic novel.
Usually, yes.
But I think that about most single issues, truly. Truly. We've got the first of the inner one-shots for Lazarus Planet. This one is Assault on Krypton, featuring a lot of the Superman characters. We've got a little bit of John Kent. We've got Mercy, Lex Luthor's chauffeur / bodyguard, and Power Girl. There's a bit of a mix of all kinds of stuff in here. And basically all these one-shots will give you little flavors of the way that magic has gone buck freaking wild in the DC universe due to Magic Volcano. When I say these things, it sounds dismissive. I genuinely love bonkers things, and it's how I describe wrestling to Danica. Like when cult people fight Snake Men for fancy belts.
Yes, you do like your fancy belts.
Wrestling.
This is loading in Chrome, sort of. It's not happening in Firefox.
Yeah, she
It's
don't like it.
Legitimately the only window that is not working.
She said, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
So yeah, this will take care of the more Superman end of changes here. Superman classically terrible against magic. So, you know, that's not going to work out well for him. And like a lot of these kinds of crossovers with the one shots, this is testing out a lot of newer talent, including a story from Nicole Haynes, who played Dreamer on Supergirl, with bringing the second appearance of that character into the comic books.
Yay!
And there might be more. And also the Superboy story, if I'm remembering properly, is written by the writer who does Fence. So that's nice. You know Fence, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I was trying a workaround. It did not work. You might have to do the solicits.
It's all good.
Everything else works for me. I could get to our website. I can get to anywhere else.
This is not yet where John goes electric, but there's something starting.
Is he playing the guitar?
No, he's gonna become Electric Spider-Man or Superman.
I mean, Electric Spider-Man would be a huge crossover. I think that would freak everyone out.
I think they're saving that for the big Omega issue, just so that they have their like kind of bigger moments in there. But yeah. Oh, see, Patrick says it doesn't load for him either, so it's not just you. It's me and my reverse jinx.
Okay, thank you. Because it's like embarrassing. I have 4 other windows open and they all work. I don't know.
And now it won't work for me, I think. Yeah.
I truly think it's down.
Yeah, I think it's down.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was opening for me though. It's so weird.
All right. Well, I guess next up is Wasp, by Al Ewing.
Something happened.
Yeah, I think Sweet wants back in, but
So this is kind of like a sequel series to the Ant-Man book that he did with Tom Riley. Similar art style. So you get more of like this kind of classic look, and it's got Al Ewing's big bonkers science ideas. It'll be a nice tidy couple collections for around the movie. Very cool. And we have the truest big boy book from DC this week.
I'll grab this one.
It's Nightwing 100. So I'm going to be writing about this for my Substack tomorrow. On Monday, I wrote about, because this week's theme basically is event comics. I wrote about my experience as a retailer for my first big event, and it was the end of Civil War, because I started working at Wizards in the middle of that crossover.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that was fun. And I was there for the ending, and I talked a little bit about how it was working there, my feelings at the time, because I'm doing a little bit of like a 101 that does sort of origin stuff, and then like sort of more basic concepts to lay a groundwork of what we'll be talking about for the comics industry, and how I think event comics function. And then that's rolling into this Nightwing 100, because DC is actually building their new era's engine around Dick Grayson, around Nightwing. And it really, really comes to bear here at the end of Dark Crisis. Minor spoilers, because I won't spoil too much. Truly, the pivot person around the end of the event was Dick Grayson. And that continues here with a lot of how the DC sort of A-tier heroes are recognizing their place and how they let things get away, and that they truly need to come at things from a place of hope and kindness, and they all recognize Dick Grayson as this person, as a person who does approach a lot of things from just trying to be helpful. Tom Taylor's entire Nightwing run so far has been built upon a rejection of the status quo. Dick basically inherits a big chunk of money from Alfred, who has sadly passed, and decides to basically like fix Bloodhaven using all that monies. It's basically the complaint everyone has about Batman, but actualized, and how that works, how the power structures would push against that, and how villains would also kind of pull into power vacuums, and how it's all being worked to prevent that. This kind of culminates a lot of that, but you don't really need to know what's been happening up until this point. This is a great jumping on point that kind of gives you the basics of what's gone before, what Dick's trying to accomplish, and where the DC universe is going to go from there. I have not felt so strongly about how good a restart feels when it's coming from this place of hope, because I think that's exactly what we need right now, especially in the face of all, you know, our societal ills and how it's tied to all this money and what we could do. This is a very hopeful idea. This is what superheroes should be to us, these ideals, and not, you know, just the source of darkness and pain. So Nightwing, highly recommend it. Get your mitts on. Copies at Variant Edition here in Edmonton, Alberta.
I wanted to showcase the acetate cover because it is very cool.
It's so good.
It is actually just 2 covers, completely different covers, which is honestly the skill of the artist. So he's very serious. He's very, very Nightwing. But then you open it and you realize he's just being awkward around a lady. It's so funny.
It's good times.
I love it. He's a sweet boy.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. What are you?
All right, I'll see if I can look this up.
Oh, it's legit called White Savior.
It sure is called White Savior.
That's fun. Yes. And on the back, one I'm super looking forward to is Blue Book. It's James Tian. I know that we're not talking about that one right now, but oh my god.
So this is by Eric Nguyen, who used to do a little bit for Marvel and worked on Strange Girl with Rick Remender.
Oh, wow.
Back in the Hunger days. So this is a samurai satire, an ancient prophecy foretold of an outsider that would save the peaceful village of Inoki from an unstoppable army, a man who would confuse the people at first with his unconventional ways, but lead them to the light. Nathan Guerin, captain in the United States Army, known for his viciousness in battle on the American frontier, could be that man if he wasn't such an awful drunken idiot. Now it's up to Japanese-American teacher Todd Parker to warn the good people of Inoki of Guerin's true nature before he causes the very death and destruction they are counting on him to avert.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love that.
Just a complete rejection of the title, basically.
I mean, kudos for using the title White Savior, so
good.
no jerkwad can use it in the future as like straightforward and not humorous.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it back.
It's good.
I love that. Cool. All right, so we've got, you know more about this one. Honestly, they're in no order, so I don't know, but I remember you mentioning this to me.
Well, this is from the New Friday line out in Toronto, in Ontario, which is the Lev Gleason kind of more creator-owned area. So Minerva's Map. Now, the thing that bums me out is like the serialized version of this was like magazine size. Oh, yeah. And the art is gorgeous in here, but like really shown at that bigger size. But very happy that this can get into more people's hands. Marshall Minerva has been hired by the Saving Hand Foundation to locate 2 equally ancient otherworldly items and the individuals who hold them. Sounds easy enough, but she suspects that there might be something larger at play. Car chases, fist fights, Euro tracksuit thugs, unwarranted self-confidence, and a fish named Connor. Marshall Minerva has a dangerous road ahead of her, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, looky.
Just a spot of fun.
All right, we've got Dega. Orange.
From Dan McDade. I commissioned him to do an art for a magazine that didn't happen once.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I'm sad
Yeah.
it didn't happen, but that's cool that you almost had that.
Yeah, it was back when I was working at Comic Stream.
Ooh,
and it was
retro.
changed its name to CX Pulp.
No.
Yeah. Good decisions all around. And we were gonna put together a magazine edition. And I basically had him commission a drawing of our mascot, who was a chimp, called Chimpion.
Oh.
Absolutely wrecking a computer, because it's the paper edition.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. All right. A crashed ship, a lone survivor, and a monstrous secret hiding in the dark underworld. This is Dega, the new graphic novel from Doctor Who, Judge Dredd, and Firefly artist Dan McDade. Dega delivers a stirring, unsettling blend of hard-boiled sci-fi action, hypnagogic surrealism, and existential mystery. Big words for a little book. Just kidding. It's probably really good. I'm a bad person. Oh, yeah. No, that's a good book. That's cool.
I'm super excited for the collected edition, the first collected edition of Public Domain. Chip Zdarsky has been serializing this over on his Substack, and the single issues have been coming out from Image. It is a very quiet book about family and the current superhero production complex and all that good fun times. Based on the hit comic is a phrase that has haunted comic book artist Sid Dallas for decades. His superhero creation, The Domain, has spawned movies, toys, games, and a whole lot of money. But he doesn't own the thing that he created. And now his son Miles is ready to go to war with the company at the heart of his family's misfortune. Public Domain is the eternal story of corporate greed, art, and constant struggle between the two, brought to life by multiple Eisner Award winner Chip Zdarsky. What a nerd. Kieran Gillen's quote on the back is the truest, funniest, bleakest comics drama I've ever read.
Nice. I'm going to make a note of that if you don't mind doing the next one.
I don't mind at all because what's another one of my absolute favorites? Above Snakes is so good. Writer Sean Lewis and Hayden Sherman, an artist Hayden Sherman, and rock star letterer, good for you guys, Hassan Osmani Allahu, introduce a world where Deadwood-style westerns collide with the fantastic in the story of Dirt, a man seeking vengeance for his murdered wife with nothing but a talking vulture to prod him on. Above Snakes is fast and furious explosion of western tropes and American vengeance that explores where our rage can take us. It is basically magical realism western. It is so good. And yeah, I haven't read the last issue yet, and I'm gonna do it like right now.
Pairs well with Coffin Bound.
It sure does.
If you want magical realism western and you want like to make an evening of it.
Yeah, we're like this one would lean more towards I'm trying to think of a style. This kind of magical realism stuffs is a lot more cuckoo bananas, and then Coffin Bound is more, I would say, Sandman style.
And I still think they would pair well.
Yep, they would.
See, sometimes two flavors you don't think might go together still work together.
And Andrew, I didn't bring a girl, so we'll bring home girl. We'll bring home girl next week. We'll bring home girl next week.
We're getting a girl? Is it a cat? Please tell me it's a cat.
But only because it's an older book that is not new this week. But it's new to us, so yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't you bring it home, Brandon? I'm asking the hard questions.
Because it's old.
Okay, that's fair.
It's essentially a restock.
I know I'm being a jerk.
Danica.
I don't know how he puts up with me. All right, we have got the super talented Peach Momoko's Demon Days. Very cool. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just being a jerk. Nose is itchy. All right. In Japan's mythical past, a wandering swordswoman with a psychic blade arrives at a village targeted by monsters. One is black and white with a horrifying tongue, and another may be the strongest there is. Then, in present Japan, when Mariko Yoshida starts hearing mysterious voices and having strange dreams, she discovers that the story she grew up on may be more than just myth. But deadly creatures lurk in the woods as Mariko embarks on a wondrous journey to uncover her past, including a shape-changing blue-skinned woman, a giant with super strength and claws. Giant with super strength and claws, and literal gods. They need a comma. That's my only fix for this. Enter a creative and mysterious new world of monsters, mutants, and magic. Yes, I have notes. I will be getting a Sharpie and adding a comma to each copy. No, I'm kidding. Beautiful, beautiful art. Of course, her stuff is lovely. If you know Momoko covers, You're gonna enjoy this. If you like stories that sound like this, you're gonna enjoy this.
We've got George R. Martin's Wild Cards returning 2 comics. Really pops in every now and then for it. This one's put together by Paul Cornell. With I believe
we like him.
Yeah, I believe with Mike Hawthorne doing the arts. Yeah, sweets. Carbonation, bad idea. The sci-fi anthology Wild Cards receives the Mighty Marvel treatment, beginning with an adaptation of the first 2 stories in the inaugural Mosaic novel edited by acclaimed fantasy author George R. Martin. Brace yourself for an alternative history in which devastating alien weapon is detonated on Earth in the 1940s. Now, when a human is infected with the alien wildcard virus, the odds are that they will be killed, known as drawing the Black Queen. Of those who survive, most become jokers, left with some strange mutated form. A lucky few are called aces. Gifted with superpowers, they can put to use towards heroic goals or villainous ones. Prepare to enter a world where you must play the cards you're dealt, and the implications are wild. I really like saying George R. Martin.
Next up, Rethinking Gender, an illustrated exploration. Queer, cisgender, transgender, non-binary, androgynous, maverick, intergender, gender fluid. Louis and their cat, aka Cat, you had a cat named Cat,
I did.
take you on a journey through the world of gender without claiming to have it all figured out or knowing the perfect definition for this widely complex subject. Louis' journey includes a deep dive into the historical context of LGBTQIA+ rights activism and the evolution of gender discourse, politics, and laws. And it also explores these ideas through the diversity of expressions and experiences of people today. So, Louis is an author and illustrator based in Germany.
I wonder if they know Hans.
You know, that's like asking if we know someone from Toronto.
That's true. Also, he would be very upset with me that I just called him Hans. It's Hans Gruber Anderson. It's the whole, you have to say the whole
shebang.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, he's very high maintenance. This is why we don't talk to him a lot.
From Gender Identity to Dracula's, we have Blackula. Return of the King from Rodney Barnes and Jason Sean Alexander. You might know them from Philadelphia.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, just a Blackula book by the people who do Philadelphia. Los Angeles, a city once terrorized by vampires. It took decades to heal from the horrors inflicted upon it. If only they'd stay dead. Now, as mysterious killings begin anew in the City of Angels, a young reporter named Tina Thomas finds herself on the trail of the creature she believes is responsible for the newfound carnage. In doing so, she meets a lost soul named Cross, whose life was forever shattered by the very person Tina is searching for. Together, they seek to stop the murders and put an end to the nightmare plaguing LA by killing Blackula. But, unknowns to them, Blackula too is on a mission, and he stalks the night, seeking revenge on the man who killed his bride and destroyed the life he once had, Count Dracula. That's right, baby. It's Dracula versus Blackula. It's going to be fun.
It's amazing.
Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, I saw this in the solicits and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's an amazing team. Like, if it was just randos, I don't think we would have. I don't know if we would have gotten it, but I mean, when you have that kind of power team behind it, you just like kind of go with it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
All right, so let's talk about Barbaric.
Yeah, it's 2 volumes. This is the volume 1. That's the volume 2. So a while back, Vault released a first collection of this in hardcover, and a lot of retailers were like, "Hey, we'd be able to sell a lot of these if we got a soft cover right away." So Vault went, "You know what? Let's see what happens." So these are only available in comic stores due to retailer demand. I think this is a wonderful thing that they've done. The introductory volume is the introductory price of $10 US or $12.99 Canadian, which is a great way to get introduced to this. This is basically more funny Conan, I would say. Murderable offenses. Owen the Barbarian has been cursed to do good with what remains of his life. His moral compass is a bloodthirsty axe with a drinking problem. Together they wander the realm, foredoomed, to help any who seek their aid, avoiding witches at every turn, because like if there's one thing Owen hates more than life, it's rules. Hates more than a life with rules, it's witches. Welcome to the skull cracking, blood splattering, mayhem loving world of Barbaric, the only tale brave enough to ask, how can a man sworn to do good indulge in so much violence?
Yay. All right. Switch a couple to the next two, and then I think you're gonna like that one.
I don't know what you mean.
I think that'll work out.
Yeah.
All right. Piece by piece, the story of Nizran's hijab. Nizran is a Bangladeshi American girl living in Milwaukee, Oregon in 2002. Near the end of 8th grade, she is the victim of a hate crime for wearing a headscarf while in Bangladeshi's cultural dress for a school project. Deeply traumatized by the experience, Nizran spends the summer depressed and isolated. Other than weekly therapy, Nizran doesn't leave the house until fall arrives, and it's time for her to begin freshman year at a new school. The night before class, Nizran tells her family she's going to wear hijab to school, much to their dismay. Her mother and grandparents' shocked and angry reactions confuse her, but they only strengthen her resolve. This choice puts Nizran on a path to discover more about Islam, her family's complicated relationship with it, and the reasons they left Bangladesh in the first place. On top of everything else, she's struggling to fit in at school. Her hijab makes her a target for students and faculty alike. But with help from old friends and new, Nizran is starting to figure out what really makes her happy. Piece by Piece is an original graphic novel about growing up and choosing your own path, even if it leads you to a different place than you expected.
Very cool.
Yeah. We've got 12th Grade Night. I have been looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Looks very fun. Vi came to Arden High for a fresh start. I'll just put it down. And a chance to wear beanies and button-ups instead of uniform skirts. And though doing it without her twin feels like being split in half, Vi finds her stride when she stumbles into broody and beautiful poet/influencer Orsino. Soon Vi gets roped into helping plan the school's 12th grade night dance, and she can't stop dreaming about slow dancing with Orsino under the fairy lights in the auditorium. The problem? Vi's new friends all assume she's not even into guys, and before Vi can ask Orsino to the dance, he recruits Vi to help woo his crush, Olivia, who has a crush of her own on Vi.
Good times.
Yeah. Star-crossed love abounds in this hilarious and romantic story of self-discovery, mistaken identities, and the magic that happens when we open our hearts to someone new. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how cynical I get, there's still just a part of me that's just like a sappy romantic.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because a story like this just makes me like happy. Plus, it's got pull quotes from Faith Erin Hicks and Kevin Panetta.
Very cool. Speaking of romance, How to Win the War on Truth. An illustrated guide to how mistruths are sold, how they stick, and how to reclaim reality. Why would we order this book, you might ask? Well, it's literally the majority of the things that I'm listening to while we process comics. We are bombarded with information like never before. Some of it's true and some of it's spin and some of it's just flat out fake news. And that's by design. Propaganda helps governments and corporations sell products, lifestyles, and ideas. Sometimes their agendas are harmless, but other times it's destructive. It's not easy to spot the difference. But when it comes to preserving democracy and fighting for our rights, it's essential that we do. Whether you want to be informed on the issues or debunk misinformation whenever you encounter it, How to Win the War on Truth is here to help. You'll learn the history of propaganda from Edward Bernays to Fox News, why simple messages are so powerful, who profits from propaganda, how propaganda is manufactured and delivered directly to you, the consumer, how to find the truth yourself, filled with cleverly illustrated real-world examples of propaganda in all its forms. How to Win the War on Truth will help you see the world with clear eyes, maybe for the first time.
Very cool.
Yeah, I need one of these.
Yeah. No, it looks amazing. Like it's gonna be a great read. Next up is The Vampire Slayer. Minor spoilers, obviously. This is a continuation of the ongoing Buffy series. After Buffy loses her powers, it's up to a new Slayer to take up the mantle. Are they ready? So let's see what else I can do without spoilering.
Just a little bit of spoilers.
Just a little bit. Yeah. In the first arc of Willowverse, so this was prior, trying to help Buffy heal from her trauma proves to be more than Giles and Willow bargained for. She's left without her powers or identity, and it's up to an unprepared and inexperienced new Slayer to take up the mantle. Willow. Pretty cool, huh? But thankfully, Willow isn't alone, as the spell also leads to another newly activated Slayer, serving as a guide for this speed run of training. But even with the threat of 4 terrifying and sometimes zany monsters, the darkest threat may be Willow herself, as she struggles to cope. Can Willow's allies save her from herself? This is written by the lovely Sarah Gailey, who also wrote Eat the Rich, and among other things.
Is currently writing Know Your Station.
Currently amazing. Yeah. I love her writing. I think she's fantastic. I want to take this. Well, actually, no, that's you. It's a musician one. It's a musician one. I'm very interested in reading it, though. It sounds fantastic.
Enter the Blue. For decades, seasoned players on the scene have spoken in whispered tones about the Blue, a mysterious meeting place for jazz history, a place where ghosts from this music's storied past spring to life for those courageous enough to enter it. When Jesse Choi's mentor, Jimmy Hightower, collapses at a gig and loses consciousness, she finds herself reluctantly pulled back into a jazz scene she abandoned years earlier. In investigating the music and mystery behind Jimmy's comatose state, every thread leads to the same question. Is Jimmy somehow trapped in this enigma known as the Blue? In her search to save her teacher, Jessie rubs shoulders with legends and uncovers a conspiracy in the history of Blue Note Records, and faces down her own deepest fears. From musician cartoonist David Chisholm, Eisner Award-nominated author of the acclaimed graphic novel Chasing the Bird, Enter the Blue will captivate and inspire musicians and non-musicians of all ages. What begins as one woman's search for her own artistic courage unravels into a stunning look at what jazz music can teach us about our search for the truest versions of ourselves.
It's got such an interesting bibliography. So yeah, Chasing the Bird was a Charlie Parker graphic novel commissioned by the Parker estate.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Very cool. He also did Canopus, 4-issue science fiction, psychological sci-fi series from Scout. This is fantastic. Like, I'm just looking at his bio. It's amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, we've got The Chuckling What's It? The timeless masterwork of graphic noir. Oh, I feel like this is a Brandon book and I'm stealing it from you.
It's all good.
Oh, there we go. Let's get some light on that. All right. Let's see. It's probably not good enough on the back, but let's see. Pull quotes. No. Bio. Okay. Who is the homicidal maniac known as the Ghoul Street Ghoul? What is the deadly secret society? Gash. Gash. Where is the doll whose history is a violent legacy of death? Why are astrologers being gruesomely murdered? Find out in The Chuckling What's It, the magnum opus of the late Richard Sala, master of graphic noir, in hardcover for the very first time.
Ooh la la.
La la. That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love this. Huh. Full quote from the guy who does Lemony Snicket, so that's cool. Yeah, this is great. Oh, and Mike Mignola.
Mike Mignola.
Mike Mignola. Awesome. Very cool.
All right, folks. It's been a squeeze. It's been a slice.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It's been really fun.
Wow.
Oh.
And now it's time for our romper room segment where we take this magic mirror. Oh, and we look out and we see all of you wonderful people. Say thank you for being here for us. You please know that we're here for you. And yeah, we love you all. All right. I'm looking out. I see the one and only Foley, and you folks can too. From 11 to 6:30 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're open to 7 on those days. And you can catch them on Saturdays from 11 to 5. We're also open on Sundays from 11 to 5 as well. I also see Ben. Hello, Ben. I see Andrew. I see Jason. I see Jules.
Yay.
I see Steven.
Yes. I'll do another plug at the end.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh yeah, no, I want Steven to get so many likes. I want him to crush this.
I see Sean. I see Kate. It's Kate. Hello, Kate. I see Thomas. I see Patrick.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah. And that is everybody.
All right. Well, I'm going to do it one more time, Steven. I know I don't need to. I know you've hit the minimum, but I feel like more would help. Please do go to our Twitter or Facebook, Varied Edmonton, because I don't want to like give out your link, Steven. I feel like if there's a level in between, I feel like that's safer for everybody.
And yeah, because he also did a lot of good work on that video. You're going to see a little bit of cats, and you're going to see a really fantastic pitch for the bad idea line.
Honestly,
it was real good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I should read that. Wait a second.
Yeah.
You tricked me. Awesome. Oh, cool.
It's so good.
Yeah.
My goodness, it's so good.
Yeah. We're going to get you back in the top 10, buddy.
All right, folks. Music's doing weird things.
We're going to go. I think the music decided the show's over.
Absolutely. So thank you all for watching. We will see you all again, probably in store or maybe here next week. Thank you so much. Bye.